want you to forget everything that you know about the Nissan Micra. No, seriously, everything. The reason is that, well, we all know what the last one was like, a little bit terrible, but this new one is really quite different. You see, even Nissan will admit that the last Micra wasn't great, and so it conducted a huge set of surveys to find out exactly what owners hated the most about it, and then went about turning all of those on their head. The result is a larger, much more youthful and infinitely more modern small hatchback that's packed with kit and colour and all the sorts of things that modern young buyers want. Virtually everything has been changed, so let's hop in and see what's what. Now, it's certainly much cooler looking both inside and out. You could say that it's a little overstyled in the way that some Japanese cars are, but it's miles ahead of the previous Micra and it's now on par with the most stylish cars in its class. Like, just look at all this soft touch leather. It's comfy to sit in as well, and visibility is good too. Now, the new Micra starts from £11,995, for which you get standard equipment like LED daytime running lights, Bluetooth connectivity, autonomous emergency braking and lane departure warning. We've got the range top and Techno trim, which starts from £17,435, and which comes with all sorts of stuff like this 7-inch colour touchscreen with all sorts of smartphone integrated goodies, a reversing camera with a handy surround view monitor, this leather steering wheel and a Bose sound system, which is a £500 option on all other trim levels. Speaking of options though, as it is with a lot of these small, funky and fashionable cars, where they really sting you is with the add-ons. The alloy wheels and the grey/orange paint on this car, for example, £550. The orange bits on these seats alone, £400, and so on and so on. As tested and with all the options, this car is tickling 20 grand, so consider if you're a young buyer in the market for something a bit exciting, a Fiesta ST is around the same price, while you could have the Volkswagen Polo Beats edition for nearly 5 grand less. So, what else does your 20 grand get you? Well, roll down windows and not much storage space. Well, there's not an awful lot of room here in the back, despite the fact that this Micra is some 17 centimetres longer and 8 centimetres wider than its predecessor. Legroom is pretty tight, as is headroom, even for someone of average height like myself, and so if you regularly cart passengers around, it mightn't be ideal. Ow! Still, there is a well-sized and generously proportioned boot, which with 300 litres isn't bad for its class. Fold the 60/40 split seats down and there's 1004 litres of space, which again isn't bad, although if outright practicality is your thing, something like the Honda Jazz will probably serve you a little bit better. No worries though, as this car is aimed squarely at the youth, for whom how many pallets you can fit in the back pales in comparison to how cool the car looks, how cool it is to be in, and usually how cool it is to drive as well. So to that end, Nissan has worked hard to improve the driving aspects of the Micra without detracting from its easy to live with, easy to drive persona. Luckily, this is a much better car to drive than its dull-as-dishwater predecessor, with sharper steering and Nissan's intelligent ride control, which manages body roll that bit better, and which also keeps it sure-footed through tight corners, over hills, and along cambered roads. No, it still doesn't have a patch on the absolute best driving cars in its class, but it's confident and deft, and it walks the knife edge between entertainment and sensibility well, while still doing the low-speed mooching around town thing good as well. It isn't terribly fast though. At the moment you can choose between an 89 brake horsepower 0.9 litre turbo 3-cylinder petrol or a 1.5 litre diesel. Later on there will be the option of a naturally aspirated 1 litre petrol, although it's likely to be this, the 0.9 litre, which is the biggest seller. It's got more guts than the old 1.2, that's for sure, but with a 0 to 62 mph time of 12.1 seconds, getting up to speed on slip roads and motorway overtakes will probably take a little bit of forward planning. As with all these small turbo cars as well, you probably won't reach the official economy. Nissan says it can return up to 61.4 miles per gallon, although in the past week we've got an average of 44.9. If you had to summarise the new Nissan Micra in a line, it would probably be that this one is as good as the last one was bad. And I know that probably doesn't sound like terribly high praise, but it is. It really is so much improved, and now for the first time it can genuinely rival best-in-class cars that it could never have dreamed of looking at before, like the Polo and the Fiesta. No, it's not perfect, and we probably recommend staying away from some of the top trims and the pricier options, but be sensible, and the new Micra is a highly competitive and much improved small car. But if you would like to find out more about the 2017 Nissan Micra, you can click on the link that's on your screen now. To watch another one of our videos, click the other link, and if you haven't subscribed already, well, what are you waiting for? Hit that button.
I love that the walking away is the new thing.
That's the thing now, yeah.